Hello, my name is Rick. I'm trying to do a video while my 3D printer has been burnt up. Uh, had a small fire in the garage, in case none of my other descriptions you've read, and ended up submitting everything to the insurance company, and I was just waiting for everything to come back, and then I'll get a different printer. I'm looking at one of those CNC Rostock Max version 2s with a bunch of upgrades. So once I get that, great. But until then, I gotta make do with what I have. So I did a little project. I got a Kickstarter back, a Oak from Digistump, and been playing with that. Just got them up and running yesterday, actually. The firmware, I guess, has been released for about a week now, and wanted to start playing with it and see what I can do with it. Actually, I'm pretty impressed so far. With the Kickstarter, I got 5 Oaks, but only 4 out of the 5 are working for whatever reason. The 5th one just does not want to play ball. But I got 4 of them working, and get them to where they can be programmed over the wireless internet, and it's very fast, very successful. I mean, every time I've ever tried it, it works with these 4 anyway. So anyway, something I've been wanting to do since the little fire in the garage. We had, we believe, a power supply melt on us and start a fire, so that was lovely. But when we arrived home, roughly 15 minutes after the fire had started, we saw that there was smoke coming out everywhere, but none of our smoke detectors were going off. So, smoke detectors apparently suck. They're more like particle detectors, and because the smoke was more of a white smoke, at least in the house, the smoke detectors didn't have any idea anything was going on. Not that it mattered, we weren't home anyway, but we could have been. We could have been upstairs asleep when this thing happened, and we wouldn't have known. And the garage where I had everything was right underneath my bedroom, so I mean, I could have been barbecued and not even have known it. So that kind of sparked something in me to make a little Oak project that was a smoke detector, but more than a smoke detector. It would be more of a air quality detector, and in fact, that's what I'm using is an AQ 135 sensor hooked up to the new Oak, and I've got a DHT22 sensor hooked up as well for the humidity and temperature, and also got a little display hooked up as well. Eventually I'll make it to where it has an enclosure once I get a 3D printer, and make it to where it will report to a centralized server, probably a Raspberry Pi or something along those lines, and report the temperature and humidity over time, and track all that stuff. But for right now, I just wanted to get it up and running, and I thought, why not show the world? So I'll transition over to the main screen here. Alright, so we have the display right there, and that's showing the humidity, the temperature in Celsius and temperature in Fahrenheit, and then the air quality, currently at 155. This right here is your little DHT22, and that's showing it's doing the actual temperature and humidity for us. This guy right here is the air quality sensor, the 135, or MQ135, sorry. And this right here is just a little piezo noisemaker, essentially. And this right here is the Oak. This is what they look like right here. And sorry for the quality of the camera, it's not all that great. Still got to get a new camera after the fire. But this guy right here just has a little blink code on it right now is all it's got going on. But got 4 of them hooked up and running. So anyway, this right now is just hooked up to a little bench power supply running at 5 volts, which is powering all 5 of these things really. And I'll do a little close-up with a different camera here in just a second to kind of show you how it works, and also to set it off, see what happens. Anyway, let's show you the code to be able to program the Oak, and it goes over wireless. These all connect via wireless, and they talk to the particle.io website, and to get it to burn the new code onto it, you have to tell it which one you're talking to. So we got 4 of them here that are working, and I can pick number 4 in the list. and it'll show you right up there where it says now 4 is selected, but we're actually using 1. So I'll select that. So that just basically tells the world that, hey, we're programming on this particular device ID, and that's where the code's going to go. So now we'll switch over to the Arduino code, and it's pretty, straightforward. Got these two guys, got the Adafruit libraries for talking to the display, got the DHT library for talking to the DHT22 temperature humidity sensor. These guys are for talking to the sensor and the display as well. Need both of those. Some more defines different things. There's my speaker out. Very much like talking to an Arduino. Almost no difference at all. It's not an Uno by any means. It has a different pinout and whatnot, but very much like programming an Arduino. Let's see here. Different code, and I'll put links to the code up on my website and reference it in the description of the video. But pretty straightforward. And this is where it displays out all the data on the display. If the air quality gets above 600, then it goes ahead and writes alert there instead of the actual air quality message. And if it's above 600, this is after the display part runs. We don't want to freeze up the display while it does the speaker. So after the display runs, it'll go ahead and shoot out a nasty little tone out of the speaker, which I'll show for you here in just a second. So real straightforward code, nothing much to it, just talks to everything and gives you a result. So far, much better smoke detector than what we have in the house. So let's give a little demonstration here and see if we can't get it to respond. So this will be our smoke test. Just set a little fire and put the smoke underneath. The air quality is now up to 590. There it goes. Looks like it works pretty well. And after the air quality goes back down below 600, it goes back to its normal state. So that works really well. All right, let's try. One of the benefits of this guy, instead of a smoke detector, not only can it do the smoke, but it can also do other harmful fumes. So I just put a little bit of Zippo lighter fluid on this piece of paper, and we'll just put it underneath the sensor for a second. Air quality is getting, there we go. So not only, wait for it to shut up here. So not only would it detect smoke and save you that way, but also in case you had some sort of leak or something going on, it would also help save you that way, which is quite nice. So quite a handy little project here. And once I get a 3D printer, I'll go ahead and get it in a nice little circuit board and put it inside a nice little ceiling mounted enclosure and hook it up. It only requires 5 volts. I can probably run it off battery power for quite a little while. Or maybe tie into some power somewhere. I don't know, haven't decided yet. But anyway, I just thought that you might want to see something like that and see how it's done, and also put up a wiring diagram so everybody can see how that's done as well. Something else I'll show you while I'm thinking about it. Let's go back to the code screen. I'll show you how to upload. So we've already used the Oak program to change which Oak I'm talking to. So now we want to actually do the programming. So let's say you tweak something, instead of alert, we're going to put alert with an exclamation point. How about that? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do an upload. And we should see down here some progress in just a second. And while that's happening, there it goes. And while it's flashing, You can't really see it in this video, but anyway, this little LED is just going nuts right now while it's flashing. Go back to here, and it's about done with the upload. It's uploading to the cloud to the Particle.io website. Now it's doing a reboot of the Oak, and we're back. And now when it does the alert, it will put an exclamation point at the end of it. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Set some more stuff on fire here, why not? There we go. Now it has the exclamation point. And I just made the alarm go for 10 iterations, and if the air quality is still above 900, of course it'll do another 10. So, and I'll probably have to put on a louder speaker and all that at one point, but for right now this is a nice little proof of concept, and I thought you guys might want to take a look. So that is that. Leave any questions or feedbacks down below, and talk to you later.